You know, I had a very busy day planned today. I was going to get up, I was going to go on to ESO, I was going to do my dailies for Morrowind, because they're still making a crap ton of money off the new sets that were introduced in that, so I wanted to do that, but I can't do that yet. Then I got a job interview later today, so I have to prepare for that, and then I was going to play goddamn my vet practice, because, of course, it looks amazing. So, Topware, you done bunged it up for me. You done messed up my entire day. I ain't okay with that. And I ain't okay. Sure as hell ain't okay with what you done here. And I don't think a single person in existence, except maybe the hut that you have running whatever publishing company you run, because this is ridiculously unacceptable, and this is the dumbest thing that's happened this year. I'm gonna flat out say it, because I can't believe it. So, what's essentially happened here is Two Worlds 2 now has a digital marketplace. Digital marketplace, alright, so microtransactions in the game, in a single-player game. That's not the worst part of it, which is really sad. Two Worlds 2, you heard that correctly the first time, came out a long time ago. A long time ago. Like, I was still in high school. I was still watching Angry Joe videos at that point. That's a really long time for me. So, the fact that it has microtransactions at this point is kind of egregious in itself. Of course, Two Worlds 2 is getting kind of a standalone update very soon. One would assume they're going to add the digital marketplace into that as well. Now, the standalone update, new content for the game and everything, but still, it's a very old game. Doesn't necessarily justify having microtransactions in it. And in addition to that, the microtransactions in the game are freaking stupid. Like, they're some of the worst things I've ever heard of. So, what they've essentially done is they have taken away the cheat codes in the game. They've taken away console commands completely, and now you can buy virtually the exact same things you could get with the console commands in the single-player game for free before. No, you have to buy them in this digital marketplace instead. Things like more XP, more, I guess, skill points, whatever the equivalent for that in Two Worlds 2 is. I never played the game. I played the first one. It was terrible. My friend's brother gave it to me, and I played it for like 3 minutes. Then I couldn't get past like the first enemy because that game was broken. So I understandably didn't bother with this one. And I really don't want to bother with this one now either. I mean, I was actually considering getting the expansion for it. In fact, I asked for a review code. Haven't heard back from them on that, but we're going to see if that happens. If they give me one at this point, oh boy, that's going to be a whole thing. That's going to be a thing I'm going to have to cover very intensely. God. Topware. What are you doing? I've never seen something as egregious as this. Like, I sound mad. I'm not mad. I'm bewildered. That's the state I'm in right now because it's so weird. Like, I don't understand how they thought it was a good idea. Obviously, the big honchos, the publishers, you know, Topware, they're like, okay, well, we can make more money because we're re-releasing the game, so let's just put it in the base game too, because we still have 30 people playing our game at this point, I guess. So, yeah, that's the thing. Oh my god. I guess the thing that angers me the most is that I know that the community is going to look at this instance with Two Worlds 2 and with Topware, and they're going to say, well, if they're going to do this and be this stupid and greedy, then Bethesda is going to do that as well with their Creation Club. And I'm not discounting that possibility, alright? I have people, even in my last video, saying that I'm just shilling for Bethesda. I'm not discounting the fact that that could very well happen, but I am very worried now that people are going to think that it's going to happen because another company did this, when there's no evidence at this point, and what Bethesda is doing with their Creation Club seems to be like a way better version of putting in mods and like microtransaction DLCs and all that stuff into very popular video games and giving other people, you know, work while they're doing it. This doesn't help that, you know? And say Take-Two removing the biggest modding source for GTA 5 on the internet. That doesn't help that either. And it's very unfortunate for both gamers and Bethesda and everyone involved that this stuff is all happening at once, because it's going to create a giant shit show, and it's going to stop the industry from moving forward, because I do firmly believe that there is a way to introduce things like microtransactions and DLC in a way that isn't, like, non-beneficial for consumers. There is a way to do it, and that's by introducing things like in the Creation Club, where you have higher quality content for people, and your modders are getting paid so they can work on it more, they can make a living off it even, and I think that that's totally okay. This isn't okay. There is a big difference between the Creation Club and taking the console commands away from your game and trying to sell them to people 8 years later. That's insane. That's stupid. And that shouldn't be a thing. That should never be a thing that exists. So, yeah, Topware, you're done. You're done taking the piss now. You can remove that, and we can go about our merry days, or I can keep talking about this for days and days and days, and days and days and days, until my voice gets all slurry when I get excited. I realize that happens. When I get excited, it's a thing that I can't always avoid. And boy, am I excited right now. Not excited in a good way. I have to go to a job interview now, and I'm too excited for it. Might not get it. If I don't get this job, it's Topware's fault, is what I'm saying.